Hello everyone and welcome to Jezero Forge. Today I'm going to be introducing our brand new website, and I'm also going to dive a little bit deeper into the miniature commission painting services that we offer. Okay, so before we dive into the website, let me just introduce myself. My name is Jan, and I've been painting miniatures for about 2.5 years now. I fell in love with it very quickly. I painted up a few models, started playing games with my friends. My friends started asking me to paint some of their models for them. Then I painted some miniatures for the people in my community. And then eventually I decided to launch a commission painting service. And I launched Jezero Forge back in August of 2021. I've painted a lot of fantastic miniatures that I would never have had the chance to paint for myself. I've met a ton of very cool people. I've had amazing clients, and that's led to where we are today, where I've built a website and I've launched a YouTube channel to expand my services and see where this goes. So in this website, I'm quickly going to explain how the system works, how the pricing works, and then how to book a commission with me and what you can expect. And then at the end, I will show a little bit the latest commission I finished, how I painted it, the techniques I used, so that you can have an idea of the techniques I would use if you had to book a commission with us. For the YouTube channel, I plan on sharing tips and tricks on how I've gotten where I have with my painting skills, what I've learned, some things that I've discovered by myself that I use with every commission that I do, with every miniature I paint myself. So subscribe to that, and I'll be sharing a lot of nice info there. I've got some ideas for the future. So let's have a look at the website. Here it is, the brand new website. Bellacore is here to greet us as we enter. At the top, to return to the home page, you can just click on Jezero Forge on the top left, and on the top right you've got all the different pages that go into further detail about our services and our portfolio, and then we've also got some testimonials. If you scroll down slightly, you'll find a few completed projects. This website is also fully mobile responsive, so you can also just flick through here on your mobile phone. If you come down slightly, we can click here on View More. So right at the top, we've got Painting Gold. So gold refers to our gold tier. So this is currently the highest tier that we offer. And then a little bit down you can see silver, and then our lowest tier is bronze. You can go ahead and visit the website and look at all these projects. From there, if we scroll to the bottom or back to the top of the page, you can go to assembling. Here we go into a little bit more detail about our assembly service. The very important thing here is that this is not a standalone service. This is part of a commission, so you have to take this, and there's no way that you can just book a building service through us. This is included in a painting commission. You can scroll through. Over here we've got the prices, some examples of different models and the unit types, and then also the prices for each. Before I go further, the prices of Jezero Forge, I've done a lot of commissions and I've done a lot of research and I've collected a lot of data to determine what is an affordable price for you, the client, and then also what makes it worth my time. Because in the end of the day, you are buying my services, which comes down to my time and my skills, and the end result is a painted miniature that you can enjoy. If we scroll a little bit down, you can see there's also a magnetization option. You can contact me to learn more about this. Then let's step over to the painting. So currently we're offering 3 tiers, bronze, silver and gold. I describe each of these a little bit there. Here are some examples of what you can expect, and then also the prices. Let's scroll further down and then we can go to basing. And then again we have 3 tiers for basing. We've got a bronze tier that is basic basing, similar to what you would see on box art. And then silver is a little bit more elaborate with some special effects. And then gold is something like I did here for this Magnus with a stream coming through rocks and a lot of tufts and a lot of moss, and just a very beautiful scene here. Then there's also a special and custom option. This is a Tau Commander that I did. The client, a lot of the idea, or most of the ideas for this came from the client. I just executed it and brought it to life. Some 3D printed parts for the flames and that gauntlet, and then he's punching and flaming those 2 sorcerers. And then the base is also, the commander base can come out of this display base so that the commander can also be used legally in a game of 40k. Here I've got the prices again. In the end, when you book a commission, you're going to ask me to assemble it, and here we can discuss all the options that you want. We can talk about magnetizing. Here I take great care. I remove all mold lines, I fill all gaps, I make sure the miniature is flawless. I can do it in sub-assemblies to make it easier to transport, but I do offer cases to transport miniatures in, so they will arrive safely to you. And then, so the price will include assembling the miniature, the price for painting the miniature, and then also the basing. The reason I've got all 3 of these is because you might, for example, want me to paint the miniature to a gold standard, but you'd want a bronze base, just a simple base. That would influence the price. Or you might want me to paint the miniature to a silver standard and have a very elaborate base. So that would also then result in a different price. So I'm giving you, the client, a choice of what you'd like. Maybe you want the painting and the base to be to a bronze tier, but here are some examples of what that would look like. So I've got another page here, that's the testimonials page. Here you can read a little bit about feedback that I've received from clients that I've done some work for. Huge thank you to everyone that's written to me and given me this feedback. It's wonderful to read, and it makes me want to improve my painting with every miniature I paint, and it makes me want to do as many commissions as possible. Then finally, if you want to contact me to discuss a commission, please contact me through one of these socials. My Instagram is @SatoruPrime, and my WeChat, you can just scan there. Contact me directly through either of those. I will get back to you. Let's return to the homepage. I hope this explains a bit, gives a bit more transparency on my pricing, gives everyone an opportunity to see all my work in one place. I will be updating this regularly, and I'll be updating the prices regularly as I collect more data, so that I can always give you the best value for your money. Here we are with the latest commission I finished. This is Chaos Fate Weaver. that psyker that everyone loves to see on the table. This is a silver level painting and silver level basing. So let's look a little bit closer. Let's start with the wings. So some might think that these wings are airbrushed, but they aren't airbrushed at all. They were primed with an airbrush, and then from there it was all dry brush painting. I did not use a wash at all. It's starting with a very dark base color, that dark purple, which is Nagaroth Night, and then just working up the colors with a dry brush, and then some stippling in the end, and then another overbrush, dry brush to get those edges out, and then right at the end a little bit of painting and edge highlighting. Same thing on the back. As you can see, that is the result I got. So none of this is airbrushed, it's all painted. One part of the model that is airbrushed is this metallic on the staff. This was a sub-assembly from this hand, and then also some of the OSL effects, like that OSL effect on the staff is with an airbrush, and then just with a brush to edge highlight a little bit to create some highlights there, and then the base that was done with contrast paints, airbrushing and dry brushing to create that effect of his staff causing this magical swirl to come out of the earth beneath it. Then there's also an OSL effect from that light source onto the legs and the cloth between the legs. Then let's look at this Tyrannid head. That is a zoanthrope head. The client wanted zoanthrope, a Tyrannid zoanthrope, somewhere in this project, either on the base. That was the initial idea, and then eventually when I saw this pose and that hand comes out, I thought, how cool would it be if he held a zoanthrope head in his hand that he had ripped out of a zoanthrope, and then the brains peeling out there, that's sculpted with green stuff and then painted, and then a little bit of blood effect with blood for the blood god on the brain. Then if we look at the heads, as you can see, I put a lot more work into the heads with edge highlighting and contrast just to make them pop. And yeah, that's the overall project. So someone might wonder, how could I make this a gold project? So there's quite a lot more I could do. Like I explained on the website, if you take a gold commission, I would spend on average 15 hours more. So with the time I had to achieve this, if I added another 15 hours of painting to it, I could put a lot more detail into the swirl effect on the base. I can put a lot more detail into the OSL, the object source lighting, onto the legs and the cloth in between, and spend a lot more time on the skin to make that more defined with highlights and shadows. I can spend a lot more time on the wings, also increase the contrast with highlights and shadows, and do some brush strokes to make them look more like feathers. I can do some freehand on the pages in the book, and I can put some more contrast on the metallics, work a little bit more on the shadows and the highlights for the metallics. So yeah, all of that takes a lot more time, but the end result would result in this model popping even more on the tabletop and on the shelf than it already does. And I hope you enjoyed the look at the Kairos that I painted recently and got a better idea of the techniques I used and why I use them and the results you can expect. So if it's your first time on the channel, do me a favor, subscribe, put on the notifications and comment, please ask me questions. I'll answer every question. And yeah, this was my first video. I know the quality isn't fantastic, but yeah, I had to do this really quickly. I'm sure I'll just improve over time. Thank you very much, everyone. See you in the next one.